Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the Trading Floor with your humble host, Brad Irwin, Brad Reed, Chris Irwin, Johnny Guarco, Angie Barbosa, and Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm excited about today. Today is Transportation Thursday. I'm back. Brad was very, very helpful last 2 days in helping me. And thank you, Angie, as well, for your help. I really appreciate it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the indices really quick, kind of get a general market review, do some setups, and go look at some transports, and that'll be that. So, let's go check out the SPY, shall we? SPY is the spiders, tracks the S&P 500, and just waiting for that to open. I wonder if my internet's dead. Can you guys hear me? Type in a 1 if you can hear me. I think you guys can hear me. Okay. You guys can hear me. Internet connection's good.
I'm hearing you.
All right. Just giving TradingView a second then to warm up. Slowing down.
Hey, Richard, how are
What's
ya?
up, Big K? Mr. Karasik made it. Yay. Karen said, wowzer, what a day. P&L is raging. That's a good word. Raging. All right. Karen, always crushing the market. Richard says, fishing through my CD collection today. Find anything fun? Any good Ace of Base CDs? Wow, yeah, it's just, all right, let me try to log out and try to come back in. Give me just a second. TradingView is being a little slow. I think I abused it the last few hours. When I was sick, I was just sitting here looking at charts. It was great. I'm going to pull this up. Yes, I have over 4,000. 4,000. Wow. Alphabetizing them. That's so cool. Alphabetizing the CD collection. There you go, man. There you go.
OCD, anyone?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
OCD?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, just
That's definitely me, though.
what's that?
OCD.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea. I had no clue.
Oh, actually, I'm sure y'all have heard this. I'm not OCD, I'm CDO. Because the letters have to be in alphabetical order, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. I'm just gonna wait on TradingView to load. I don't know. It's going a little slow for some reason. I don't know why that is. Let me try to reset the chart. It was working just fine before we left. Kenneth Freeman's talking about Jerry Mungo. I thought it was a good song. That was a good song. Lyrics are kind of funny, but interesting. Okay. TradingView, I guess, is just down. That's weird. I can pull up Logix if I need to. I'm trying to avoid that just for the charting purposes, but I'll try it one more time. And if I need to, I'll just go pull up Logix. Okay. Jeremy Newsom's charts. I want to look at the indices. That's what I want to do. I want to check out the indexes. All right, looks like Logix it is. And the summertime when the winter down. Something. I got women on my mind.
You got that part.
Yeah. That's all he cares about in that song. All right, so
What in the world were those lamb chop sideburn thingies called?
the greatest hairdo of all time.
Oh.
That's what they're called.
Yeah, he looked a little mungo. I agree with you, Catherine.
Okay, so here's Logic's chart. No worries. We will. It'll be black. I think you guys can deal with green and red candles for a second. Settings. Where's the daily? I never even use the daily chart. Let's do. Oh, okay. Let's try this. This will be the hourly. I guess this is good enough. SPY. So here's the SPY. Is kind of what we're looking at until what we get until TradingView starts working for some reason. We'll just use Logix. But no worries. This is, green and red charts, green and red candles. And this is SPY. This is the hourly chart. And you guys can kind of see that, we gapped up. We had a nice white candle yesterday. Yesterday was, a really pretty new white soldier on a lot of the indices. And today we gapped up. And we did have some retest action going on a lot of the indices. SPY. I mean, pretty much everything did give us some good retest gaps today. And the retest occurred. It kind of is occurring right now, trading a little bit sideways. My anticipation, and I guess we don't have a daily chart on Logix, at least I can find at the moment, so I apologize about that. But what my expectations are, these moving averages, this is the 20 and the 40 moving averages. I don't necessarily use the 40, but you guys know what the 20 is. I would really, really like a pullback tomorrow, just an inside day candle of some kind. Small little black candle, a little bit of a wick. So if you haven't gotten in bullish today, and if we get a pullback tomorrow, I think tomorrow might be your best day, might be your best shot, because realistically, next target on SPY is going to be the all-time high, which is about 209. That's going to be the next target, and from there, I do think we go a little bit higher. I still think we get one more thrust in the market higher. We might channel, right? We might do something like this, which is possible. So if that begins to happen, that'll really, really be quite interesting. So let's hop over to the DIA. Kind of take a sneak peek of the DIA, and again, this is the hourly chart. Each one of these candles is an hour, and so you can see we got a bearish candle. We got a gap up. Very, very nice gap. So yesterday was a pretty gap. Retested, gapped up. So we're getting some retest today. Here's your little flag pattern right there, and there's the breakout. So we expected and anticipated today. We were waiting for the bounce. We were anticipating the bounce, and we did in fact get the bounce on kind of the general market. So now that TradingView is working again, we'll get it pulled back up. And so yesterday, in the real life stock review, I was more bullish than bearish. We just want to bounce. And there we go, intraday trigger. So if you got in today, I like it. It makes sense to me. If you want to wait for a pullback tomorrow, I don't know how big the pullback will be, but any kind of pullback and bounce will be buyable, in my personal opinion, on pretty much the general market. So there's a DIA, there's the SPY, the QQQs, very similar. Qs, nice bounce. Right off the 100 simple moving average. Could we begin to form something like this where we trade and we do a little bit of that action? Yeah, that's entirely plausible. And if we did this and then broke out, that would be a mammoth move. That really would be quite fascinating. So that could also happen. I won't say it won't. I won't say it will, but it very well could. I'm going to go ahead and draw a trend line. Just so we'll have that anticipation that it could trade up into here. But the market in general, I think at the moment, if we're more bullish than bearish on the general market and stocks and a lot of equities, I think you're kind of playing it in the right way. The IWM, which is Paul Aaron's favorite, we have a resistance. If we break out on the IWM, let's go to the weekly chart. IWM's been a really, really nice distribution phase kind of for a while now. And we just recently bounced off the 100. We've been trading sideways for a while on the Russell. And this is a nice wave rotation. So if we continue higher, there's going to be ultimate targets of 127 and 132 on the IWM, which we could get to. It will take its time, but if the IWM breaks out bullish, the market and the rest of the market could kind of follow suit, and that would definitely add some strength for the bull traders, in my opinion. So that's kind of my thoughts and concerns on the overall general market. Do you guys have any questions, concerns, thoughts, opposing views? So again, kind of waiting for it to pull back tomorrow, a small pullback, maybe just one day. I think tomorrow's pullback, if it happens, will be buyable. And then we continue. Okay. Let's go look at a few transports. Let's look at Caterpillar first. Caterpillar. So on Caterpillar, we had a bearish entry. We wanted to close below 87.81. That happened. What was that, on 1.5? And we continued a little bit lower the next day. Then yesterday we got a white candle, new white soldier. Today we got a gap up. We have been making lower lows and lower highs on Caterpillar. Excuse me. Let me see if there's a MACD divergence. And, you know, when Caterpillar is very small. It's very, very small. There's kind of some there, but tiny. So we shall see. We shall see. Let me actually go back to SPY, because Ford had a bear call spread that I promised him I'll talk to him about. He's in the 206, 208. Is that correct? Expiring tomorrow. I mean, you're right. I mean, if you exit pretty much now, I think, you know, yeah, it's more, you know, it's more safe than not. Yeah, I mean, today's gap was a nice little retest gap. So once we did this and started bouncing, you know, probably would have started exiting. But yeah, the 206, 208 bear call spread. It's hard to short this market, man. It's very, very tough. Oh, expires the 4th week. Oh, good for you. Well, I don't think I would bail then. I think I would unravel. I wouldn't exit. I would unravel. So if we pull back tomorrow, yeah, I would buy to close the 206 and hold on to your 208. Keep me posted. Let me know how that plays out. Caterpillar, let's look for a failure. I agree the divergence is very, very weak, and all indicators, moving averages, everything are pointing towards a bearish move. We have a stop at 90.71. Let's look for some type of failure. So evening star reversal, one black crow, something like that, and we'll see what's going on. Karen said last year at this time, all discussion on CAT was bullish. Yep. Well, I'm not massively bearish. I mean, I don't think it's going to go to 0. 81's definitely a strong, strong move. And I did proclaim a few times it would get to 116. I was just pretty much wrong about that. But, yeah, we had some good bullish moves in here on Caterpillar. All of this, though, yeah, it's funky. I agree. So much for seasonality. Yeah, I agree. So 81.89 is a good support for it to reach. Will it get there? You know, we're making lower lows, we're making lower highs. I would imagine that it should. So let's see if we begin to fail the moving averages on Caterpillar. And if we begin to roll over, I think bearish is the edge, in my opinion. Let's look at some Hawaiian Airlines. And Catherine, no, it's not. Here is your resistance on Hawaiian Airlines. This thing has just been doing wonders. It's been working. Earnings is the 27th. And giant props go to Johnny. He called this one fundamentally. I like that too. That was a beautiful call. We were looking at this one when I was in Hawaii. I spent a lot of time looking on this. And we were looking at Hawaii around this time frame, and he wanted to buy it at 13 and 12. And so it was a no-brainer bullish buy. So he did buy some shares, and he made a really, really good profit on, or is making a good profit on Hawaiian Airlines. But at the moment, it has moved quite substantially. I kind of agree with you, Tommy. It's either in a 4 or a B. Meaning this is either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC. This obviously is a bullish candle. Question is, does it continue higher? And the answer is potentially, but you gotta remember, this stock has doubled, literally 100% since October. 100%. That's a lot. And, on that particular trade, on Hawaiian Airlines, I think we would come back a little bit farther, get a little bit bigger of a retracement. But again, as far as the wave count, I mean, this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this wave 4 is kind of small. It's pretty tiny. So bottom line, exponential moving averages, we're bullish. We've bounced off the 20 twice before. We could easily continue. We could continue higher. Very, very good gap. Today's a new white soldier. If we start making a higher high and a higher low, I would be more bullish than bearish. So that's kind of my thoughts. Looks pretty. It does. Let's go look at American Airlines. So many songs that I want to sing right now. So we did some put sales. I mean, we have been bullish on airlines for quite a while. I'll grant you guys that. You've been doing very, very well. Delta, Hawaiian, American, all the airlines, you guys have been really crushing it. Today was a nice little new white soldier candle. I want to close above this pivot. And if we close above 54.79, I'd be more bullish than bearish on American Airlines. This put sale has expired profitably. And go ahead and take this line, move it up to here. There we go. There's some resistance at around 51, 53. And we've bounced off the 20. I think we get one more bounce on airlines. Yeah. I think we get one more bounce. This is a healthy little trend. It is. It's healthy. Richard said because of the oil falling, helping a lot of airline stocks. I think it's definitely a factor. I would agree with you. It's very hard to overlook that fact. So, makes sense to me, man. And if it keeps falling, which it looks like it will, then the airline should continue to go up. At least my view of the world. So being bullish on airlines right now, I don't think it's a terrible play. At least more bullish than bearish, anyway. Guys, I got to go to work. Up 4 hours, very nice guy. Proud of you, man. High five, you rock. Tell the kids I said hey. Thank you for your email. I got a chance to write you back. So if you ever get a chance, thanks, dude. So there's American Airlines. Let's go look at UAL. Lita, when we look at this one, United Continental Holdings. And good bounce off the 20 yesterday. A little bit of a higher high, higher low today. I mean, there's just so many stocks that they do look bullish. I mean, earnings, is soon. You have higher lows. You have a relative high, something like that. So let's draw some. I'm going to go to a weekly chart. Draw some support resistance lines. UAL broke out of a really nice distribution phase right there. Here's a good support price point right about here, 39.44, and this thing is just cruising. It needs a little bit of a pullback, and that might happen on earnings. I think a gap down on earnings will be bought. I think if we gap down on earnings, it will be buyable. And I say that, Lita, because the exponential moving averages are so strong, so bullish right now. Such a really good trend, especially on the weekly chart, that if I'm not saying we will gap down, but if we gap down, we haven't really tested the 50 at all yet. So if we, we're in this little pattern and we gap down to here, I think that just might be buyable and it might get bought back up. She said my put expires before earnings. Very nice. Very, very cool. So let's see what happens over earnings. What's your put strike, Lita? $61. Oh, that's a good area to have it. Lita, Robert. Next week, Lita? Very cool. Good trade, Lita. So we'll see how that plays out. That should expire worthless, I would imagine. There we go. FedEx. If you lost an R on this one, I think it's worth risking an R again. I love that gap. That is beautiful. That is a trapping gap. Yeah, that's nice. Did it open right above that thing? Give me a second. And it sure was close. I mean, it went above it. It's a nice move. Steve says, how about a stop contest? Well, I already got a stop contest for FedEx, but let's definitely have a stop contest for something. I agree with you. I'm more bullish than bearish on FedEx. I think if it continues above 175.54, FedEx, bullish, pop, great gap. Stop contest on Priceline. I don't think anyone's going to win that. Real life trading. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I like that entry. I mean, it's just you place stop in the gap. It's a strong gap. Risk rewards there. It retraced. Hey, man, it's nice. So let's look at UPS, see if it's similar. It's similar. United Parcel Service. United Parcel Service. Nice retest gap today. If you got into this trade, you probably got stopped out a week or so ago, so you might try to give this one more shot. Let's look at the exponential moving averages. FedEx looks better than UPS, that's for sure. FedEx does look nice. I do like the gap on FedEx. Kind of bounce off the 50. I'd say a little bit, it's a good retest gap. Good retest gap. Let's see if we retest soon and by the bounce. There we go. There's UPS. Let's do 5 more minutes for transports. Anything else you guys want to look at? I got the other ones you guys want to look at that are not transports. Anything transport related that you guys want to take a peek at for the next 5 minutes? Andy, anything we'll look at? Andy says ATHN, of course. What is that? I don't even know what that is. All right, so I'll look at that after the 5 minutes. It's a health. Anything? Are you guys set? Hog. All right, I'll go hog. I'll look at AT&H next. Hog. Let's see if we formed Evening Star. So we did roll over a little bit from that gap. You might have been able to squeak out an R or two from that little move. So here's the, gap down, trade up. Here's the retest. Here's the fallout. So again, you might have been able to squeak out some profit from that trade potentially. Again, this is a pretty decent gap. If we close above this peak, I'm sure some people will be trapped somewhere. So if we close above this particular price is 66.94. But I do like this little retest gap. My guess on hog is we'll probably do something like this and then continue up, maybe. We have higher lows, kind of almost like this. Yeah, Tommy likes it long. I could see that. Let me go to the long-term moving averages, see where they are. Yeah, I'm going to wait for a close above 66.94. And now I would just simply be more bullish than bearish non-directionally. Probably with a put sale or something like that. I'll just look at it on a weekly, see how it looks. Weekly, yeah, we're getting some really good bounces off the 100 on a weekly chart. So again, I'm more non-directionally bullish, so that would be like put sales, bull put spreads, or if you have shares, covered calls. So let's go look at a few of your requests. So I got ATHN, Pier 1 Imports, Monsanto, TAP, Priceline, and AMBA. And I'll probably get as close to the bell. Ethna Health. Could be a good little rotation. Volume's a little light. It's a little light, but not horrific, I guess. Earnings is coming up in early February. This looks like, to me, attempted a breakout here, and we're either going to break out or roll over. I think we're kind of at that location right now where we start deciding. So I would say this is either the breakout bounce or failure. And I think the only way you'll know, Andy, is with a white candle that makes a higher high and a higher low. If we gap, I don't think it's going to happen specifically, but let's say hypothetically tomorrow we gap above those highs of those candles. So I'll kind of zoom in a little bit. Let's say we open right here, 148.48. That would be my bullish kind of, hey, I'm more bullish than bearish. Because you have a black candle today, you're trapping people, you're getting above some of those wicks, and it makes a higher high and a higher low. A nice little new white soldier yesterday. This looks good for a wave rotation. This is the point where you don't really know. We have to figure out, is it going to do that or is it going to do that? I think it's all based on the gap. Candles, volume, find out what it does. Does that make sense, buddy? I like the volume increase down here a lot. I like these candles. They're pretty big candles. And let's see what's going on. You said you got a 140, 135 January bull put spread. Okay. That's close. I'll put you on, though. Expires next week, I'm guessing. Would keep me posted on that one, Andy? Bull put spread. Okay. I'd probably exit that one if it began to roll over. You might be okay. You might be okay. You definitely held on to it. That was good. Let me go look at the hourly for you. Yeah, keep me posted on that one, because it really is right at that location. I think I'd actually probably, this high wave candle that we got today, Andy, that would be my line in the sand. High wave candles are very, very interesting, and when those candles get taken out, so I'd probably have, if we move below 142, I would just exit, because you're not going to lose a lot, if any at all. And on spreads, it's always better to exit prematurely than get hosed. You know, even if you have to lose a little bit on a spread, it's better than losing a lot on a spread. It's just kind of my thought. That would be my line in the sand for next week. Okay, cool. My pleasure, bro. Let's go check out Priceline. This is Paul Aaron's favorite. And what's your analysis on this one, Paul? You looking to go bullish? Nice little gap down today. Yep. Aaron's is looking to go Hank Aaron's on this trade. Oh gosh, I'm drawing too many lines. Give me a second. That looks pretty. If we break above there. 110.79 as a day trade or as a short swing trade. I know Walsh and Tommy, you guys like Priceline as well. Really, really good volume today on that hour. And we're kind of doing this. So if we break through that on a day trade, that could be fun. 15 minutes. Yeah. Looks pretty. Let's see if it pops. I'm hoping for you it does, Paul. Okay, let's go up. Save that chart. I'll just write in here bullish trigger. Trigger short-term swing or day trade. Let's go look at Pier 1 Imports. And Pier 1 Imports, Cheryl, you're just kind of wondering to know my stop placement, why I put it there for the swing trade. I think you said yours was, I forget exactly where. You can actually put it at break even. You're not wrong. Just know that. I mean, just if your stop is different than mine, doesn't mean you're wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know why mine's there. Other than, you can put it at break even. You can put it here in this gap. I mean, there's all kinds of places you could put it. I like putting stops below the halfway point of a candle. So I would let this trade, if tomorrow, if we got a white candle, it did something like this, Cheryl, an inside day white candle, I would take my stop and put it here. But with swing trades, I usually have my stop below the prior day's low, as you know. Since the prior day low is so far away, and this is such a big candle and we gapped, I just put my stop kind of right below the 50% line of that candle. That's all. So if tomorrow we get a good candle, I would take my stop up a little bit, but Yeah, it looks pretty. 1719 would be a good target to hit, and then we'll take some profit off the table, move our stop up a little bit, and kind of go from there. Karen said, was a nice quick trade from this morning. There you go. Nice job, Karen. Beautiful. Beautiful little trade. Look at Office Depot really quick for Orkin. I know he's not here today, but I wonder how it's doing. Office Depot, nice. There's the pullback that we needed. Let's see if we start getting a bounce for Orkin. So if you're watching the recording, but I think he's in Turkey. I think he's traveling right now, which is good. Okay. Molson Coors Brewing Company. Nice candle today. Really, really nice retest gap for sure. If we close above here, this is definitely a very, very strong gap, and it traded right to a resistance. I would love it if it trades sideways a day or two and then closed. Earnings is approaching. Not too far away, but realistically, it doesn't look like this stock gap's too much over earnings. This is a longer term breakout, and this would be a long term play if it breaks out. This is a really, really big / ugly distribution phase in my opinion. And yep, if it rests and closes, I think it looks nice. Good little retest gap today, so I kind of anticipate a little bit of a rest anyway at some point. Maybe. AMBA, we're just hanging out. We triggered in earlier today. I love today's candle still. Nice inside candle right at the high. If we got another inside day candle tomorrow, that would be beautiful. But it looks nice. Good volume increase. I'm more bullish than bearish. So nothing's really changed on that front. Sorry. CELG. What was this one? Trigger. I guess that was a bearish trigger. Double top maybe right here. Yep, I think so. Stopped out. Continuing higher. Good thing for stops. You know what? Who wants me to break out my crystal ball? Anybody? On CELG? All right. Trying to get it to turn on. What do you mean you don't like CELG? My crystal ball's being defiant. It's telling me that it doesn't like CELG. Why not? Okay. What if I paid you? Will you work then? Okay, it says yes. It says it'll work if I pay it. All right, this is what I'm thinking. The solar-powered crystal ball is calling for a very small gap down tomorrow, which will be viable. Something like this, a gap down to right about here, and probably into tomorrow looking like that. That's what I'm thinking. It's a kind of a little ugly pattern. Something like this, potentially. The hourly chart. Hourly chart looks like a nice little pennant pattern for sure. If we do open up tomorrow, if we open at 115.92, that will be pretty bullish. This is a decently nice hourly gap yesterday on the hourly candle. So I think if we break this pattern and we trade down, I think it'll be buyable. So that's what my solar power crystal ball. I had to pay $6 for that analysis. So Higgins, you better use it. Just kidding, man. But anyway, that's what that crystal ball thinks. We shall see. Realistically, I've never had much good experience with CELG, other than Fibs. Fibs works pretty well with CELG. CLDX, why not? Celodex Therapeutics. There we go. Let's see if we get close above 1977. And then target will be 2169. Stop would be 1778. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a pretty strong target, 2169. I mean, if I was in shares and I had hit that target, I would definitely sell some covered calls. Probably next target about 28 and some change. So if you have shares currently, Lita, I would see if you can sell it above 21. But yes, if you have it, I would do it over 19. So, oh, you have a leap. Okay. Yeah, 20 or over. If I was doing this, where I would do it. Great question, Lita. Ray says, do I have any hope for WPRT? Smooth Jazz, Nashville, Tennessee. No. No, I don't have any hope for it. What happened to Westport Innovations? Can you guys tell me? This thing was doing stuff at one point. And this would need some type of fundamental news, I guess, to actually go somewhere.
Or WPRT.
Prasad. Oh, Prasad, you crack me up, dude. Always have. I said, what happened to WPRT? He's like, it stopped being innovative. That's great. Natural gas pipelines. Well, I mean, it's in a Bollinger Band squeeze. So if you want to at least have an alert for it, I mean, I guess natural gas one day could, is going to, I just don't know what WPRT, Smooth Jazz, I don't know. That'd be my bracket trade, though. Nice little Bollinger Band squeeze, I'll give you that. So just in case it does have a pop, you could have an alert for it to be ready. WPRT, not playing anything currently. WPRT, we have no more sponsors. Google.
That's so sad.
Google and Google with an L and a regular G. It definitely made it back to another strong support level. This is kind of I'll go to the long terms on a weekly. Long terms. So we're still battling with that 100, but on a weekly chart, it actually looks kind of bearish to me. I've been looking to, I've been looking for a good place to short Google, and it just never really happened. But Tommy was right last time for a few points on Google. He's calling for another long. So let me hop over to Google without an L. Yeah, pretty decent bullish counterattack pattern. I agree with you. It does look nice. There's just still a lot of resistance that Google is fighting with right now, but I can see being more bullish than bearish. I don't know, for some reason I have a bearish perspective on it longer term. When I say longer term, I mean, you know, next few months maybe. But Google with an L, yeah, just, I don't know. On a weekly chart, checking this out, you know, this is really, really strong support. It's breaking that. It's, you know, it looks like it might close below the 100 on a weekly chart. It's a tough call, man. It's a tough call. I can say this, though, ladies and gentlemen. I do like today's candle, that if we close below it, hi-ho silver. So we'll go ahead and throw this up. We close below 494.24. Hold on to your hats. Catherine Zwick, yeah. I love Trade Navigator. It's good, but it is expensive. I mean, I think you could save $100 on data feeds alone if you went with TradingView. Just on data. So, something to keep in mind. Robert says Sonic. I like the inside day candle today. You know, inside of that wick. Exponential moving averages. I think I'd wait 1 or 2 more days before we move the stop. I do like the gap. I like the candle. You know, I like the entry. If we pull back to these moving averages and bounce, that's another really, really good buying opportunity. I think that might happen tomorrow or the next day. It's a very, very steep angle on the hourly. Very steep. So I think we'll rest for a little bit. So, I mean, theoretically, if you took some profit right here, I wouldn't call you chicken. Just because it is so extended. I mean, you can see that on the hourly. It's very, very extended. And on the daily too, it's kind of extended as well. So I do like the candle. You know, it's an inside candle. We really could get one more small candle tomorrow, then some continuation higher. But yeah, Sonic does look more bullish than bearish. Rick said let's wants to hop over to MBIX. Just kind of look at this afternoon trade. And so here's the afternoon one that Yoav was looking at. And Yoav says, I have 2R so far. Beautiful trade, man. Beautiful, beautiful trade. Like I mentioned, I wanted to break out above these wicks. So there, and there. Had some resistance. Here's the breakout. Here's the retest. And, you know, here's the afternoon play out. So that's good. If you're making some R's on that trade. I think if I was in this trade, I would take my stop. Place it. Well, we have 10 minutes left in the market. That's a 5-minute candle. I'd probably place it right here. And we only have 10 minutes left. 27.30 far. 27.30. I'd probably lock in some profit. Rick says, thanks, Real Life Trading. Wouldn't have seen it. Pays to listen. Hey, we're an amazing community, Rick. I'll give you that one. An amazing community of traders. We win some, we lose some, we mitigate our risk, but dang it if we don't trade our plan. We do trade our plan, that's for sure. My throat's getting a little sore. 10 minutes left. I can make it. And I'll rest the rest of the day. Let me see if Smita joined us today. Is Smita here? Smita, you made it. Let me talk about the VIX before we go. I promised Smita I would talk about the VIX, and now I got sick. But I don't. I have a good memory, Smita. So let me kind of fill you in on the VIX. The VIX is an interesting little thing. And here's pretty much what it is. It's an index that measures volatility in the S&P 500, and it is an equation that takes put to call ratios and averages it out across the S&P 500. That's pretty much all it is. So it's called a fear gauge because if a bunch of people are out buying puts, that means that the put to call ratio is skewed. And if a lot of people are, there's a lot of open put ratios on the index that people are buying them, then they're anticipating the market to go down. So the VIX goes up. So pretty much, bottom line is if the market's going down, the VIX goes up, Smita. And if the market, if and when the market has a really big correction, calls on the VIX, you can make some money on it. That's really about it. So it's volatility, and the higher that the VIX is, the more volatility that's factored into option premium. So the VXX, short-term futures, ET and iPath, looks like a VIX on futures for the American exchange. Same thing, but for a different exchange. So again, the VIX is just for S&P. So the indices haven't really changed much, really at all. S&P, nice white candle, looks beautiful. DIA, nice white candle, looks beautiful. QQQ, nice white candle, looks beautiful. IWM, nice white candle, looks beautiful. Bullish market, expect a little bit of a pullback tomorrow. That's it. Looks good. Looks solid. All right, guys, what's gapping between now and tomorrow that you guys want me to look at? Dan Walsh says BBBY. BBBY. All right, so this has been a very good trade for those of you who are in it. Okay. Gap down below 75 is a bearish gap and go. Gap up above 81 is a bearish retest gap, but be careful with this one because the trend has already been so strong. There you go. So again, if this one gapped up to here, it might not play out as good as a retest because the trend is already so nice and so swift that it might just continue selling off the rest of the day. So I'd be careful playing. I probably wouldn't play a retest gap on Bed Bath & Beyond. There's going to be a lot of people selling it. I'm sure a lot of people got into the same trade that we got into. So if you're in this trade, since earnings are after close, if you want to exit your position, you can. If you want to buy puts, protect yourself. You can. All looks good. Chipotle, I agree, Richard. Man, very, very good jump. Wow. Really good gap right there. Let's see if we retest soon. So retest gap, some type of pullback tomorrow and or Monday would be beneficial to wait for to see if that happens. So we'll see if we rest, if we retest some kind of pullback, but that's definitely a breakout. It looks very pretty. A black candle tomorrow, a little bit of a pullback or a gap down, I think would be buyable on CMG. Looks nice, man. Alibaba before the market closes. Looks good. I like it. I like the new white soldier. Here's the gap up. Here's the retest right here. And the open of the market today, I think was the confirmation of the retest. So, in my honest opinion, I think if Alibaba continues higher, I mean, I know we got some down trend lines coming in like this, but I would at least be more bullish than bearish if we triggered above here. Maybe with some type of bull put spread down this area. I'm sure on Alibaba that earnings is coming up soon, but I would at least be more bullish than bearish if we start, breaking above 105.48. Nice new white soldier, gap up, retest. There's a confirmation of the retest. Today's also new white soldier. Looks pretty. Apple, I look at Apple. I mean, just still cruising. If you're in it, hold it. Target 1, about 114 and some change. Target 2, about 120. Probably end up holding this one until earnings, is my guess. So if you're in Apple, stay long. Amazon, still not doing much. Just hanging out, trading sideways. So if you're doing anything on Amazon, do non-directional credit spreads until earnings. Those are the best that I got. Derek's Yahoo. Looked at Yahoo a little bit earlier today. Yahoo intraday trigger at 50.22, stop at 48.26. Anything else? Wheeler wants to look at EXAS. It does look interesting. I agree. Nice retest gap. Let's see if we retest tomorrow. So, Mr. Wheeler, if you're looking to go bullish on that one, I agree with you. Exponential moving averages, they are more bullish than bearish. Oh, you said guidance yesterday. Very nice, man. Very cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was asking a question. Would it be beneficial for me to come up with a list of stocks that we look at guaranteed each day? Would that be helpful for you guys? So, for example, like every single Monday we look at these stocks. Every single Tuesday we look at these stocks. Wednesday we look at these stocks. Thursday we look at these stocks. Friday we look at these stocks. Like guaranteed, these stocks will be looked at. And that'll be specifically in the third hour. Because again, those who can't make it live, if you want to watch the recordings, you'll know that, hey, if I miss Thursday, I know that I'm going to catch these stocks in the recordings. Okay. So you guys are saying yes. I'll make sure to take that care of. I'll probably just have to communicate that to you guys when you're in class. And mediation between me and my ex-wife is sometime this week. I believe the 22nd. No, it's not going to be a long list, Lita. It's going to be a list of...
15th, right?
It's going to be a list of 4 or 5 stocks. It might be the 15th, yeah. I actually don't remember what day it is. You're probably right.
You told me the 15th.
Okay. It's either the 22nd or the 15th. I need to figure that out, Ange. But yeah, that's when mediation between me and the ex begins. And honestly, I don't really know what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. There's obviously worst case scenario, and then there's obviously best case scenario. Worst case scenario is not that bad. Best case scenario is okay, I guess. It's whatever. Either way, I'm gonna be trading the markets, so that is gonna happen. Whatever flag we gotta fly, we'll be flying it together, right? Pat says if it doesn't work out, it goes back to the judge. Yes, she doesn't want to go back though. But hey, it is what it is. What's up, Ange?
Nope, I'm just listening. Nice facade. Oh my gosh.
I might just do that to be a jerk. Sam, yes, that is correct. That's been the case for about a year. About a year or so. You guys are funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, Ann. What?
Me too, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not the CEO. You're the CEO, man.
You guys are hilarious.
Whatever it means.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll rest my voice. It might be a little bit better tomorrow. It might be the same, but at least I'm feeling better. So, love you guys. Have a good afternoon. You guys did phenomenal today. You really, really did. Very, very proud of you. And I'll see you tomorrow for Finance Friday. Until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. See ya.